Breaking news, we're now learning white lives don't matter is apparently not what protesters mean when they say black lives matter. Fox News is reporting this after binge watching videos on YouTube of what has apparently been taking place since the founding of this country, but is now unavoidable thanks to social media. Turns out white America has somehow been able to hide the fact that black men make up 6% of the US population, but are 40% of unarmed victims capped by the police. That's 5 times higher than whites, and if you're thinking, hey, all lives matter, that's a good point. In the US, 1,000 people are killed by the police every year, but our media succeeds in making everyone angry while leaving out any mention of solutions to our shared problems. But here at Fox News, we report, you decide. But before we get into the obvious fuckscene solutions, we want to address those who believe racism doesn't exist, but instead of presenting all the facts and statistics proving there are still, shitty leftovers from the times that we enslaved, tortured, and segregated black people, let's take a stroll into reality together with the help of science. Okay, I'm sure no one watching this video identifies as a racist, but that's not really how racism works. It's more of an instinctual, implicit bias, and there's a test for that here, that over 2 million people have already taken. And it turns out, unsurprisingly, most Americans are racist towards black people, but in some places more than others. Now here's a map of 346 black people who were killed by the police in 2015. Go back to the other map, and then switch it back, and then, okay. We report, you decide. Now back to what we never talk about, but are really the only things worth discussing in this debate. What do we do about the things that are fucked up? Here's our top 10 list. Alright, let's put cameras all over these guys, or maybe just one that doesn't get conveniently ripped off of the officers involved in an execution. No one would even know about this without smartphones. Record everything. Okay, this one's a groundbreaker. The colors of police officers should reflect the colors of the community. It's kind of odd that white men are less than 1/3 of the population, but 2/3 of the police force. And how about we just train our police to do what they're supposed to do? Serve their community. Recruits spend 58 hours learning how to shoot a gun, but only 8 learning how to de-escalate situations. It doesn't make any sense at all. Also, maybe if an officer fails that "Are you a racist?" test with disturbingly terrifying results, we probably shouldn't put his racist ass on the streets of Compton. And letting the police investigate themselves like we do now is so stupid. I have no words for it. There are committees where citizens are, given the power to review and discipline bad apples, and when bad cops are punished, people might start to trust the police and respect their valuable role in society. Let's put these committees in every community. Okay, so you might have heard the governor in Louisiana invited the DOJ to do an independent investigation, but this rarely happens. So how about we just make it impossible for a state to shield the crimes of their police departments and put permanent community-elected prosecutors in every state to fight for the victims killed and beaten by police? This one is a big one. Let's just decriminalize things that don't threaten public safety so a man doesn't get choked to death for selling cigarettes. Here is a list of petty crimes people are senselessly killed for. Maybe we could just write a ticket or, leave these people alone. We should also make sure police know, to only pull out their gun if they have no other choice. They are public employees, not Hollywood action stars. So let's remind them with routine training. And let's get rid of quotas that encourage officers to unjustly stop, search, ticket, and arrest people. Why is this even a thing? And why do police have contracts that give more protection than civilians, which, allow cops to hide and destroy the records of past misconduct from oversight of the public? Okay, and number 10 is the most obvious of them all. Stop giving the police tanks and grenade launchers and military gear that make them feel like they're about to storm bin Laden's compound. There is absolutely no reason why they need these war machines. And look, not because the 5-0 is driving tanks through our living rooms, but because police have to stop thinking of themselves as soldiers on the front line and instead as trusted, empathetic leaders who are setting an important example for their community through their selfless dedication to justice and service. And if you think, the police, they need tanks because the shooters in Orlando and Dallas, they had assault rifles. And then when people are like, well, maybe we shouldn't let civilians buy assault rifles, you say, no, we need them because we got to protect ourselves from a militarized government. All right, see you next time. Or maybe not, because everything is fucked up. How did we even make it this far?